I'm very proud and very pleased that we have just completed our fiscal 09 during the end of June. As we went into July, the Harris financial year goes from June to July. And we had some what I would call very robust results, considering the trauma that we have all experienced during the last year in our market. We turned in roughly 5% growth across all of our business portfolio in the region. That's in a market which, as you all know, was certainly not growing very much, and in some cases was actually declining. So it's clear that in some categories, Harris is actually taking market share away from our competitors. And we're going to talk more about that in terms of our drive and our plans going forward for the years to come. During the year, we invested quite heavily in account management, getting closer to our customers. We invested in our channel partners, and we invested in some facilities, and we restructured our organization. When I was standing here in front of you a year ago, I was talking to you quite a lot about some of the changes we were making. Well, those are now behind us, and I'm delighted with the results that we've achieved in a relatively short time. This slide in front of you shows, by product line, the results that we achieved on an orders basis, so this doesn't correlate to any of the corporate financial results you'll have seen. But this is our order intake by some of the key product categories we were developing during the year. Nexio is our server platform, for example. Radio transmission and TV transmission were areas where we grew our business successfully, and we had very aggressive plans to grow that business further. And last but not least, video networking, which are our video compression products, also grew very nicely in some countries, and we're looking forward to similar growth in other countries going forward during the next year. On a regional basis, as I'm sure many of you know, those of you who come from different parts of our Europe, Middle East and Africa region, we enjoyed a differing degree of growth across the different geographies. You may remember we invested last year in opening a new office in Germany. We opened an office in Munich, and in very short order we started turning in some spectacular results from customers, quite frankly, who we had not been doing much business with on a direct or even indirect basis through our channel partners. And overall, that region grew 112, or grew by 12% year on year. Coupled with that, our Middle East region, which over the last 2 to 3 years has consistently been the best performing region in EMEA, also turned in 118% across our entire portfolio. And I'll remind you, this is in a year where we've been through some of the worst financial traumas, and regions like the Middle East were by no means also suffered the same concerns with things like the risk of the oil price declining and so on, so access to funds really hitting that market as well. So I'm delighted with the performance of the team in both those regions. These customer logos in front of you are just a few of some of the very major accounts we've enjoyed new business with during fiscal 09. Again, if you recall, last year we were talking about getting closer to our customer. The type of projects that we're talking about on this chart here, I'm not going to go into some of the technical details, but most of these projects involve sophisticated multi-product solutions sold either in partnership with a systems integrator or partner across a wide portfolio of products. Now, one of the brands up there was Sky Television, Sky Media in London, who rely on Harris for their airtime sales, their ad sales systems, which we call Landmark. They made a major investment, and basically they rely on Harris to drive the commercial, the money-making backbone of Sky Television in the company. The system is actually controlling all of their ad sales across 192 channels. And just to give you some idea of the complexity of these systems, they're managing more than 1 million individual ad slots each month across that platform. So this is really an indicator of the type of business that Harris is involved with. You're familiar with many of our hardware products, but this is really right to the core and right to the bone of doing business in the media industry. So rather than me talk a little bit any more about Sky, we've got a little video to show you to let them speak for themselves.
Sky Media essentially sells TV ads for Sky airtime revenue as we possibly can to deliver all our deals the way our advertisers want them delivered and to deliver them in the most efficient way. And so we needed a partner that was able to handle the scale and the complexity of the trading environment that Sky Media sits in. Landmark enables us to trade over 1 million commercial spots every single month.
Harris really understand what these guys here do in Sky. They understand the airtime sales marketplace. Harris doesn't feel like the traditional supplier-customer relationship. It feels more like we're trying to work together on things.
You get a bit of a buzz out of making money and making not just that little bit easier for everybody.
Two particular themes there I'll pick up on. Harris getting close to Sky, Sky getting close to Harris, tight relationship, understanding what their needs are, and helping Sky basically make money. At the end of the day, our industry, unfortunately, whether we like it or not, is no longer purely about technology. It is about making money. So there's a couple of nice comments from Sky there. So looking forward now to our plans for fiscal 2010. Despite the flat market predictions, we are expecting to grow our top line quite aggressively across a number of different products. The largest growth we're planning is going to be in the transmitter area. Those of you who watch that area of the market will know there are some fairly major digital switch-off programs or digitization programs to be completed across the whole of the Europe, Middle East and Africa region over the next few years. Those of us that live and work in UK, France, Germany may think that the whole region is already digitized. It is by no means completely digitized. There is a very large market out there waiting for digital radio, digital television, analog spectrum switch off, and improved performance in terms of power efficiency, green products and so on. So transmitters, you're going to hear a lot more about transmitters from Harris today and going forward. We're also planning double-digit growth, an aggressive growth plan in our automation line, our video servers, graphics, and our video networking or our compression products. These are all product categories where we've enjoyed good success during the last year. We've taken market share away from the competitors, who I'm not going to mention, but you'll know who they are. And we are planning to continue to take further market share from them through some of the investments and increased presence we have around the region. We're also starting to think about developing some adjacent markets. Our core business in the broadcast industry is very solid, and as I said, we have a great deal of confidence that there is growth in those areas too. But some of the technologies that Harris has are equally applicable in adjacent markets, and one of those is the digital signage business, which you're going to hear more about from both Brian and Ian later on in the presentation. I've already talked to you about some of the investments we made during 2009, opening new offices, in particular in Germany. That continues. We will be announcing later in the year a new office opening in Moscow, date to be announced. We also have further investment plans for our facilities in France, in Italy. We've just established a legal entity in Spain. And last but not least, we're opening a brand new, prestigious headquarters building, this artist's impression on the bottom left, in the UK, where we will be vacating our rather aging facilities that were built in the 80s in Winnersh and occupying this building during the first half of 2010. We're very excited about that. It's going to give us significant opportunities for customer interaction, state-of-the-art demonstration facilities, and also demonstrate how seriously Harris is taking its green credentials. And I know Brian's going to mention more about that, but this building in particular exceeds all expectations, all standards by several margins. We'll be telling you more about that when we make the official launch of that building. Finally, we've been investing in our supply chain. We've had feedback from our customers and our channel partners that we need to be faster to market. So we are going to be launching what we call a 24-hour quick ship program, which gives access to certain products for our customers in 24 hours. In other words, we will have products ready to ship within 24 hours, and as a special campaign until January, we're saying if we don't achieve that 24-hour ready to ship, then the customer will get the product